Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, capturing Purification Plant, blue team. IskNorthen is a plague champion, starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. Alongside, Ghaz with a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. And rounding off the team, Aegon and a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support. Can also add to his retinue. On the red team, Klaus Schwab, also known as Overtly generous, rocking a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, can support with structures and repair. Alongside, Last Phoenix as a Daemonhunter, a spellcaster with strong support and control, begins with a ranged weapon, shooting at the Kommando there. And rounding off the team, Saint Galahad as an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. On the east side against the Plague Champion, through the mid, is it a 2v2? Pretty much a 2v2, don't know where the rest of the Orks are, there they are. War banner going up of course. Double Stormtroopers being threatened in melee by the Lord General. And blue team hold, taking the west side as well with some guardsmen. Although there's some sneaky scouts around. Double CSM for IskNorthen. Heretics flee. Apothecary flees. Should be able to push through now, I think, the Plague Champion. Focusing down the scouts there. Now the Tactical Marines coming in for some melee, are they? Oh, they want to tie up the Plague Champion, look. Plague Champion has to flee. But now it's double CSM against those Tacs and they take a model out. Other two run off. Last Phoenix did not get anything else on the field. Oh, straight into Interceptors apparently. That's quite fun. Saint Galahad with double Tacs. Overtly straight into some Devastators apparently. And they are running east. Sentinel decaps the wreck point. War banner up over on the west side now. Any upgrades for these boys? Nope. We do see some stick bombs though. Heavy weapon squad on the way for Aegon. Did get the second guardsman up of course. Helps to support that sentinel. Because he needs repairs this thing. Okay, Devastators are setting up with their heavy bolter. Got a burst, a little burst on the sentinel there. Daemonhunter must flee. Some mines going up from the Techmarine. Sneaky Kommando looking for a good stick bomb throw, getting nice and close to these Stormtroopers here. Where is it? I don't see it. There we go. Stick bombs are chucked. He was waiting for the Devastators, I think, to set up there. Decent hit. Almost wiped those Stormtroopers, actually. Interceptors teleporting in. 30 DPS melee weapons. And another teleport. Getting on the flank of the Sluggers, protecting the Techmarine there, who's still putting mines up. These shooter knobs will see them. War banner over there now too, of course. Kommando doesn't have the energy to chuck his stun bomb. Maybe he's already chucked it anyway. Lord General able to get in on the Debs. Tying them up in melee, making them retreat. Looting with a strong start here, I think. Interceptors were idle. Techmarine, I don't know if that pipe thing is actually cover. Here comes Saint Galahad. Customized Stormbolter. Looks like he did okay on the east side there in the end. He's got the contested power point. He's got some scouts with a sergeant. Where are the other Tacs though? Are they both there? Here is the Rift Tear from the Daemonhunter, slowing down those units. You can cast that from really far away. But he's in bolter range now. Should be behind this cover, surely. Stormtroopers, oh, he wanted to avoid the heavy bolter maybe, but now he's moving into it. These guys looking for impact grenades to disrupt that heavy bolter, I think. There we go. No fuse on that thing. And there's another one. Maybe should have saved the other one for when they tried to set up again. Maybe he just like ordered them both at the same time, wasn't sure if both would get through. Because sometimes the model that's trying to chuck the grenade dies. Chaos Space Marines here. Double CSM with Eternal War. So that's 20% more damage in melee and ranged combat. They're focusing down those scouts as you see. Doing some really good work, but that's double Kraken bolts on those Tactical Marines, of course. 20% more damage against heavy infantry, which can be quite nasty. Apothecary backs off back to the east side. And a full gen farm here for the blue team. Apothecary's got some heretics to deal with. Grenade gets them to back off a bit. Now they're taking a bunch of bolter fire, but here is IskNorthen to greet them. Does have the mucus discharge. Should be using it now, I think, to heal those CSM up. But it hasn't been used. Heretics having to pressure to take the fire off the CSM. CSM now coming into melee. And those attacks got down to a single model there. There's the heal. We have Armor of Purity, but no sign of Purification Rites or anything. The Breath of Nurgle has been used now. Apothecary off the field. Maybe IskNorthen can get onto the power. Shooting up some scouts now, perhaps. Shotgun blast. Only suppresses the Plague Champion there. Other fellas got knocked back though. On the west side, it's turning blue. Sentinel still stomping around. Does have the ground pound too. Oh. A turret in the mid from Overtly Generous. Devastators are off the field. Maybe they got stick bombed again. Interceptors looking for a target. Burst damage on that Sentinel now from the Stormtroopers. Okay, here's the target they found. It's a Kommando. Not sure what these fellas are up to. They're getting absolutely wrecked by the turret. Artillery spotters wipe. Not sure what was going on there with Aegon. Forgot about them. Daemonhunter moving up. Out of cover though. Not much cover to use over there, I guess. Interceptors do drop a model. Stormtroopers and the Daemonhunter run. So Overtly Generous is alone in the mid. Does have the turret though. Although these fellas can easily get around it, as you can see. Okay, they ran into another heavy bolter, so those fellas ran. Sentinel needs repairs. Where's the Lord General himself? I'm not sure what he's up to. But he's moving back up. Shooters kept at bay on the east side. Oh, double plasmas in for St. Galahad. That's huge amounts of damage. There's a heal. And now has improved medical equipment for more energy regen. Can fire those heals off whenever they're ready, I guess. Kommando coming to assist. Do you get Marco Zinch? I don't think you do. Not sure how well it's going to trade if they've got Apothecary support. I mean, these guys do have Plague Champion support, I suppose. But I think you go straight into Bloodletters here. If you're IskNorthen. Or maybe a Blood Crusher. Apothecary level 2 gets away. Nice assist from Ghaz, who's got the Mega Boom Kit on coming in. It gives the stick bombs more damage, I believe. Force Rod is up for Retribution. And the turret of the Plague Champion is going to go down. Maybe not. Interceptor's forced to retreat. It's getting repaired a little bit. And it survives? No. Does not survive. Stormtroopers taking it out. And here we see a Grey Knight Dreadnought flaming up those fellas. They're also being suppressed by that turret. Stun Bomb makes the Stormtroopers flee. Autocannon threatens the Dreadnought, which goes for the Plasma Cannon. Gets a Twin Linked Heavy Bolter and a Plasma Cannon. Takes out the Warbanner there. Uncapped Power Point. Kommando being all sneaky. Just going to tie up those Devastators. Headbutt them a bit. Friendly fire there from a Plasma Cannon. That was the Dreadnought's one. 479 to 271. Pretty chunky VP lead for the blue team. 200 or so. Red team really haven't been able to get onto the Western VP all that much. Been a lot of mid fights kind of early. Lord General with melter guns. Good damage to all targets from short range, and his retinue friends get them. Derek and Nigel over there. Carapace armor for stand firm. Suppression immunity, pretty useful against these turrets and stuff. Oh, the Kommando did go down. Tank buster barrages. Sluggers piling in. Retribution hits them, but they're still going. Might see some friendly fire from that Dreadnought. There we go. Aim at the shooter boys. That was a good shot. Interceptors in the back lines. Stomped by the Sentinel. I think they need to run. Indeed, they do run. Daemonhunter's kind of alone in there. There's some Rift Tear. Sets up the Plasma Cannon shot pretty nicely. Huge amounts of damage from the tank busters though. Sentinels also hitting it with missiles. Oh, it switched to frag missiles there. Down goes the Dreadnought. Tank busters absolutely wrecked it. Double tank busters is incredibly strong AV. Very powerful anti-vehicle. And now a Chaos Dreadnought is up. Devastators with advanced targeting. Overtly is in tier 3. St. Galahad goes tier 3. Very light tier 2 so far from the red team. Tier 3 also for Ghaz. Double tank busters doing their job, I guess. And the Techmarine, I thought he had a plasma gun for a second. Just seeing things. Just a shooting match with the shooter boys. I tried to put some mines down there, but those guys would spot it. And he runs off. Power just being bashed in the mid by that Dreadnought gives it some XP, I suppose. Scouts capping up the west side, though. Red team have it over here. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Overtly Generous. More Stormtroopers. Well, I should say the first Stormtroopers for Aegon. They're not the same as these fellas. Level 2 Lord General getting a Commissar. Gives him a nice fancy shield. And there's the Vox Operator, look. You can call in a beacon that allows you to reinforce. Used to be that it just got delivered in a giant box, but these days a little beacon comes down that can reinforce things. Interceptors in there. Level 2. Just got given some energy by the Daemonhunter, I think. So they can teleport more often. 440 to 432 on the VPs. There's that Commissar shield. I think it's 55% damage resistance, which is pretty nice. Means the Lord General can stand and trade quite nicely with those melter guns. Here's Galahad's infantry army. Plasma guns doing some work, eh? Might be worth using the Dreadnought in melee mode here to tie at least one of them up. Focusing down the scouts who run. Tank Buster Barrage for some disruption. And, oh, St. Galahad doesn't like it. He's off. I think the Apothecary could have backed off there, though. Back to the west side. Inquisitorial Stormtroopers getting wrecked, and down they go. Okay, we have some Plasma Guardsmen with Commissars, so they all get buffed by the Fight Harder. Not sure what the range on Fight Harder is, but I think you can easily get both of those Guardsmen in the range of it. Commandos level 2. Damage increased by 18 when the Mega Boom Kit is equipped. There's the Land Raider Redeemer. Flamestorm cannons, Twin Linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter on top. And there's the big Frag Assault. Knocking back stuff there. Devastator's wiped. Or did they get in? I think they wiped. I think this is a new one, yeah. Taking outrageous amounts of damage already, this thing. Tank Buster barrages. Tank Buster volleys. Needs to keep moving. Moved into the Tank Busters. It's going to go down. I'm not sure why it went forward again. Blessing of the Omnissiah was active. Maybe he wanted to use Frag Assault again. 440 to 196 on the VPs. A Predator tank on the field now for St. Galahad. Land Raider taken down pretty quickly. Looks like Overtly just wants to rebuy it. Nob Squad on the field. Huge Jammers on the way. They're going to be a big threat to any new Land Raider that comes out. Big old Stompy Stomp. Sentinel still going though. Got to hand it to Aegon. Keeping that Sentinel alive. Using it quite well. Stormtroopers with the Salt Kit here. Gives them longer range and a Frag Grenade. Does it still give the Frag Grenade? I think maybe they removed it. It doesn't say that here. Yeah, I think they removed the Frag Grenade. 440 to 178. Sneaky Nob Squad here. Using Hide the Boys. Getting spotted by something. There they go. They found the Devastators. And they make very short work of them. One of them does get away. Now they go for the tank. These huge jammers with that momentum bonus when they hit stuff. Makes them even more terrifying in like a stand-up fight. Look at the Apothecary. What's he up to? He's going melee mode. Anointed Power Axe getting in there. 50 DPS power melee. It will hurt those knobs, that's for sure. Now he has to run. Can these guys hold the west side? It's going to be tough. Interceptors onto the Kommando. And now some disruption into the Chaos stuff, but there's Chaos Terminators there. Daemonhunter goes down. Blue team are going to retake the west side. That is Rites of Exorcism from the Daemonhunter, but he's down now. Dreadnought's going to be alright, I think. These guys with Vengeance rounds, but they're too far away to fire on it. Another Land Raider is indeed on the way. Grey Knight Terminators for Last Phoenix on the way. Some heavy losses for Last Phoenix. Oh, we do have Terminators for St. Galahad too. Everything's popping off now. Turret holding the east side for IskNorthen. Any upgrade for these fellas? Not yet. They can get claws or an autocannon. Are these guys trying to repair that Dreadnought? But it keeps moving. I think they are. There we go. Plague Champion can also repair, as well as Heretics. So it should get back up pretty quickly. There we go. Many repairs. It's level 2. What level is that Sentinel? Also level 2. Techmarine gets a revive. There we go. Big chunk of XP for him. Daemonhunter runs. Oh, the mine got blown up by the frag missiles there. Lehman Russ on the field now for Aegon. Awesome tank. 1200 hit points going for the Executioner. More of an anti-infantry choice. Like a rapid firing plasma cannon, kind of short range, but it's going to be absolutely devastating. Now what is that Land Raider going to do? It's coming up the west side as predicted, I suppose. Hide the boys on the Knob Squad again. Apothecary getting too close to stuff. Heals himself, needs to keep moving. And there's that Land Raider. All this stuff can retreat back to it and reinforce off it. Also get some health regen. 407 to 129. Cyclone missile launcher up for these Terminators here. Powerful anti-vehicle weapon. It's kind of an ability, I suppose. It doesn't just fire on its own. You need to activate it. Plasma cannon. Killed that guy pretty good. And the Techmarine hits level 4. Might be worth getting Plasma Gun up for that Knob Squad. And all the Chaos stuff, of course. Missile launcher barrage. Some good disruption. Doesn't hit the Dreadnought, though. Those guys retreating back to the Land Raider. Terminators cannot retreat, so they just teleported out. And we have a melee Plague Champion now. Plague Fist is up. As well as Armor of Pestilence. Can be very good for capping. 300 VP lead, though, near enough for the blue team. Oh, there's Plasma Gun. Overcharge is immediately activated. That's that yellow buff circle you see below him. Dreadnought coming in. Terminators coming in. I'm not sure why the Terminators are closing for melee here. Grey Knight Terminators will meet them. And they will beat them with their power melee halberds that are also very useful against the Knob Squad. And there's Incinerate them to lift everything up from the Terminators. Dreadnought, I think, is going to go down. Yep, Dreadnought's down. Conversion Beamer got it. Knob Squad taking a lot of damage. Huge amounts of damage. Grey Knight Terminators coming in just in time to make a big difference to that fight. Tank Buster Barrage just to disrupt that Conversion Beamer. Plague Champion's down in there. Good fight for the red team, you know. Held really well there. And there's Rites of Exorcism on the Sentinel. Oh, those Terminators getting messed up. They got stomped. And now they're getting Executioner cannoned. This thing's showing rear armor for some reason. One Terminator down. Doesn't want to overextend them here. Last Phoenix. Yeah, need to back off, fellas. Daemonhunter runs. Grey Knight Terminators can now reinforce off this Land Raider. And some Space Marine Terminators are capping. There's another retreat from St. Galahad. Overtly got double plasmas up on this side now. Blue team need to push the mid. Oh, the Techmarine trying to guard it with mines and a turret, look. So it may not be as easy to push the mid, but they need to try, I think. Try to get some of this stuff to respond and move. Because that's really hard to push against. Weird boy. Get a weird boy. Because that means you can just throw the Nob squad right into the back lines and they won't get hit by the plasma cannons and stuff. Not that it's going to be easy for them. We do have a battle wagon. Can use this to drive around the back, maybe. In fact, that's exactly what's happening. It's really slow because it's gone onto a mine at some point. Yeah, more mines slowing it down, but it's going to make short work of that turret. 379 to 87 on the VPs. What is this? Some random scouts over here. Are they, maybe the intention is to repair with them? Got some late game scouts up. Rocket launcher Kommando now. Awesome anti-vehicle weapon. Big threat to that land raider. Stun bomb. These guys have a psi cannon, looks like. Indeed. Kicking off on the west side, is it? It is. Making a push with the Leman Russ. Also kicking off on this VP. St. Galahad went to try and cap it, and Terminators are on it. Plague Champion runs. Kommando Nob runs. Well played, St. Galahad. Can overtly hold on this side though. Plasma cannon devs. I think they got inside of it in time. 359 to 87 on the VPs. Yeah, they got inside. IskNorthen down to just Terminators. Had a rough old time. Some dead Chaos Marines over there. Double cap for red. They're on track for a comeback here for sure. It's a lot of VPs to make up though still, isn't it? Especially when Ghaz has knobs and the battle wagon and stuff. And there's very dangerous tank busters too, not to mention this fella. But Isk needs to respond and recover. He's got tons of wreck. Do you just get more Chaos Space Marines up here? I mean, they're just going to come out level 1. I was going for a Land Raider Phobos. I was going to say get Havocs. My usual response to trying to recover very late game is to get some setup teams. Because you can sit them on the contested VP and they'll do something for you. They don't require a huge amount of micro, so maybe you could focus on microing your hero. Kommando Nob goes down. Should get revived by that Plague Champion though. Here he comes. Level 3. Yeah, these plasma attacks are... yeah, both level 4. They've done huge amounts of damage. Hey, a Manticore from Aegon. Gets those guys to move at least. And if he can time it so that he does that alongside a push kind of thing, you can just get those plasma cannons to leave and not shoot. Commando's back up then. There's those Terminators. Oh, good damage on those Grey Knight fellas. They're getting quite low. Here comes a Nob squad. There's a Retribution. Wait a second. Oh, maybe Frenzy was already active. It looked like they activated Frenzy while they were silenced there, but I think it was already up. 260 to 87 on the VPs. Yeah, the Grey Knight Terminators had a bad time there. I don't know why he put them into that fight. They had like half hit points. Now they're being chased down. And they're going to wipe, I think. Down go the Grey Knight Terminators. The Ob squad now run. I think he should have kept them in there. Hadn't dropped a model yet. Chaos Terminators used their teleport, so they are kind of struggling. All that plasma on them. Down goes the Plague Champion. Look at the Vortimer doing work here. Can the Terminators survive? Inside the Phobos, did they make it? I think they made it. Well, that one fella made it. 231 to 87 on the VPs. Cyclone Barrage. Got a few hits. Flash gets on the field, need to get their blasters, and indeed they are. IskNorthen needs to get more stuff onto the field here. I mean, the Phobos is good, but needs more stuff. What do you get, though? Leman Russ being repaired, level 2. Plasma cannon continues to be a menace on that side. Okay, now the blasters could do some work here. Look at the damage to those attacks already. Nob squad getting in, set up by a stun bomb. Okay, they're not going to follow them back because they know they're just going to run back to the Land Raider. In need of repairs, the battle wagon. Maybe the Plague Champion could... Oh, he's down. Terminators need to reinforce. There we go. 40 power to reinforce those guys. Aegon with a Baneblade coming up. More Plasma Cannon for Overtly. He's got 4 of them. Well, we'll have 4 of them. Here's another Vortimer. We'll see if he can micro 2 of them here. If he can, keep them away from the Nob Squad and stuff. And dodge the barrages. They could do huge amounts of damage. There's an Orbital. Scouts giving the vision for St. Galahad. 181 to 87 on the VPs, forcing a retreat here. Big chunks of damage. Might have been better to use in the middle of a big fight, but looks like they're going to push off it, maybe. Yeah. They want to decap that VP. Daemonhunter level 5 with Armor of Damnation in. Looks like he's going back to the Banishing Cloak for Rites of Exorcism, though. And there's Tome of Tranquility. Daemonhunter just backs off. These Terminators are kind of left here, eh? Wanting to do their Cyclone Missile Launcher trick, but it was too dangerous. 160-87. Do the blue team have another big push in them? Now we have double Blaster Flash Kits. A Chaos Predator on the way for IskNorthen. And there's that Baneblade. 151 to 87 on the VPs. Interceptors with their Psy Cannons trying to do some work, but they took outrageous amounts of damage there. From the Executioner, I think. It's kicking off in the mid. Phobos is here. There's a Dirge Caster. Stunning and debuffing these units. There's those double Blaster Flash Kits. Everything runs back to the Land Raider. Do they have a nuke to punish that? Maybe IskNorthen can do one soon. Big fight brewing here. They need to get onto that VP though. They're pushing the red team back, that's for sure. Nothing's on the VP yet. I think they really want that Land Raider down. Kommando's rocketing it. Nob Squad, I think, are going straight for it. Or did they kill the Plasma Cannon there? Double Vortimer's doing work. There's the Frenzy. Good time to use it once you're already deep in. I think that was a Demolisher Cannon that did some friendly fire there. Nob Squad in trouble. Need to run, fellas, unless you have Porter Boys. Are they wiped? I think they wiped. Baneblade is chasing. Land Raider survives. Both the Vortimers survive. Is something capping? Tank Busters are capping. Big push by the blue team, though. Some flash kits after the Terminator, top of your screen. Vortimer down. Look at that Sentinel still doing work. Kommando down as well. Oh, the Sentinel could have finished off the Vortimer there, I think. There's a rocket run from Aegon. Some decent hits. 79 to 87. What a push by the blue team. Our Lord General is trying to revive the Kommando, but he got knocked over. I think they can get the Land Raider here. Yep, Land Raider's down. Oh, Sentinel's down though. Phobos is still going. Baneblade's still going. They have the west side. There's the 2-1 for blue. Taking the VP lead again. 79 to 75. Oh, maybe they already had it. Kommando chucks a stun bomb. Well placed. Sneaky Commandos. What's he up to? Oh, he's chucking stick bombs too. Big retreat from the blue team after that push. Can the red team get straight back onto the VP? Here comes Overtly Generous and a Techmarine level 7. Throws up his shield. Might be able to get a decap at the very least. Manticore's going to strike. Trying to move out of it. Still gets knocked over. Battle Wagon's still up. Chaos Predator's still up. What is it? Markov. Oh, Markov nothing. IskNorthen got double Heretics and another Predator. That's a recovery right there. Lots of red for Last Phoenix, so we might see a nuke. Also, Overtly can drop an orbital too. Baneblade's getting low. Side cannon's going after it. Need some repairs over there, Aegon. Oh, there's a nuke from IskNorthen. Imperial Abyss. 79 to 45. Heretics are capping the Western VP. Oh, there's another Land Raider Redeemer, this time from St. Galahad. The third one we've seen. Blue team looking strong now. Oh, they got a Baneblade though. Red team got the Baneblade with side cannons and stuff. Where were the guardsmen? Needed to be repairing there, fellas. And helping. Oh, they got the Manticore as well. Well played, those fellas. Kommando knob levels to 7. 79 to 38. Dirge Caster might be enough to finish off those Terminators. It is. Grey Knight Terminators down after their good work. Look at this though. Angels of Death and capping Terminators here. Down goes the Phobos. Look at this. Mortimer down. Last cannon getting shots from way back there on those tanks. That is huge range. Terminators teleport to safety. The tank did survive, but there's an orbital back there now. 79 to 29. Picked up a flash kit. And some heretics. It made everything back off though. 79 to 29. Techmarine on capping duty. Executioner goes down. Had rites of exorcism on it, so those plasma guns were doing a bit more damage. 76 to 29. Now the red team have the 2-1, and they have a Land Raider Redeemer. Orks in retreat. That's going to be a big retreat there. These tanks are almost gone. Plague Champion's down, so he can't repair. Heretics are still in play. We're going to see Mark of Nurgle on the tanks. So they get some health regen and stuff, but here comes a Cyclone Missile Launcher. Might finish him off. Might finish him off. Doesn't quite finish him. Now they have Mark of Nurgle, so they can get some health regen going. 52 to 29 on the VPs. 2-1 for red. Aegon's lost most of his army in that big push there. Another Baneblade on the way, another Knob Squad on the way. Last Phoenix down to just a Land Raider Crusader to just hit the field. 38 to 29, rocket run. Oh, that's a good one. Is the second run good though? Oh, that was the second run. Big retreat back to the Land Raider. If they only they had a nuke to throw on there, Land Raiders can be big nuke bait because of their retreat stuff. Tank Buster barraging. Red team still have that VP. 25 to 29. Red team lost their natural. I think some Terminators are capping it actually. Yes, they are. Crusaders trying to get on them. So is that Techmarine. They're going to brute force it and tough it out and get the cap though. There it is. 2-1 for blue. Battle Wagon's down, I think. Yep, crashes into stuff. Tank Buster Barrage misses the Land Raider on the west side. It's still red. Plasma cannons are making it still red. Orbital hits the Knob Squad as they were coming in. Absolute mayhem. Another Land Raider Redeemer. This time for Overtly. 25 to 18. And there's that Baneblade. Tempest going off on the VP. Something needs to cap it. Maybe those guardsmen, eh? Knob Squad pushing through. Applying pressure. Headbutting Terminators. That was Retribution going off there. Really good tool to have against the Knobs. You knock them back and prevent them from using Frenzy and things. 21 to 18. Guardsmen are indeed on the cap, but they are getting Land Raider Crusaded and redeemed here. Last Cannon's getting some good shots. Baneblade, of course. Oh, that Land Raider went down. That was Galahad's Redeemer. Chaos Terminators, I think, got it done. Can they get all three Land Raiders down here? Maybe. That's cannon continues to get big shots. There's another orbital. Another 2 orbitals, I think. I think that's triple beams on the Baneblade there. Maybe? Maybe there's a couple. Another Land Raider goes down. That, like 4 Redeemers, I think, taken out. 21 to 18. What is this? Chaos Terminators. They're doing a lot of work, these guys, in the endgame, eh? Lots of decaps and kills. They're going to swap naturals, maybe. Or maybe not. Flash kits on the Techmarine here. I mean, they're not great against single entities, but they're doing okay here. What is this? Is that a Venerable Dreadnought? That is. What an awesome thing to have against these flash kits. They can't really damage it with their blasters. And it will tear them apart. Techmarine lives and gets the cap 17 to 14. Chaos Terminator's got away without a model loss, look. Blue team decapped the west side. Single for red now. Need to get back on the cap, fellas. Plasma Cannon keeps saying no. There's the Tempest. Slow down, silence, and damage. Single cap for red might be enough. And the Venerable to stop them from capping here, look. It was that clutch cap from Overtly's Techmarine that got it done. Level 9, this fella. What a game. What a game. How many Land Raiders went down? 4 or 5, I think. And there were still 2 at the end, look. Galahad got another one. So we had a level 6 Plague Champion. It seemed like he was down for a while over here, actually. Level 8 Kommando. And a level 6 Lord General here. Did have the Baneblade up at the end with the Manticore. But it's the red team that's victorious. Level 9 Techmarine. Level 8 Daemonhunter. Lots of Retributions and Tempests. And Rites of Exorcism did some good work as well. And a level 10 Apothecary, not forgetting this guy. Had the axe out at some point. Customized Stormbolter, Armor of Purity, and improved medical equipment. And still had these Terminators going. Well, there you have it. Awesome stuff. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.